this. If you Google image search runner's physique, Google image search sprinter's physique, and you'll never want to run again. Don't run. Running is for cowards.
Let me see that. Yeah, that's really.
You haven't done that? Yeah, dude. Pull up two Google searches. Google image search runner's physique, and then Google image search sprinter's physique. I'm Evan Prince of the YouTube channel Evan the Usurper. I make gym mixes and other commentary videos about fitness and just entertainment media in general. I lift weights and I do vocals for 2 or 3 different metal projects. I'm here with Grim, known as the Barbarian Overlord.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Grim, and I'm also known as the Barbarian Overlord. I am a competitive powerlifter and arm wrestler, and I'm a ex-mixed martial artist. And my channel is basically about those things that I just said. So today, I think we can start. We're gonna talk about pretty much a broad spectrum of things, but in a bit of a series, let's say, type. So I think we can start talking slowly and getting started into training and getting stronger.
Yeah, I think that the main idea behind the series is we're going to cover an eclectic series of things going forward, but typically it's going to be fitness and media related. Today we're going to talk about getting started in the gym, kind of my experiences, Grim's experiences, and what we would say to anybody hoping to get started, or if you're even already started, you've been training for a couple of years, what kind of mindsets that you might consider embracing that will help you to kind of break plateaus and get stronger. Grim is probably a little bit of a better authority on that because he's physically stronger than I am, but I've also been training for a few years. I've got some pretty solid lifts, 435 deadlift, etc. That being said, Grim, I know that you've been pretty big into arm wrestling here recently. How's that playing into your fitness regime going on? Like, what do you have to say about that?
I mean, it's something that I chose as a specialization because I am a bench specialist for some time now, and I exited the full power in powerlifting, which is kind of like squat, deadlift, and benching, to only benching because I got an inguinal hernia. So I just kind of needed to find a way to keep things going even though I have an injury. So arm wrestling is kind of it's a type of sport which will make like your ligaments stronger, your wrists, your fingers, your arms, and when it comes to heavy benching, you need to have really strong arms. So it's just something that kind of went with it. There's also a really strong guy which is called Eric Spoto, and he's the one which inspired me a lot in this because he's one of the biggest benchers in history, and he has entered the arm wrestling world really recently, and he's just been, I mean, he didn't won the last match, but he's super strong. You know who Devin Larratt is. He's one of the top in the game of arm wrestling at the moment, and he gave him a really strong battle. So to see a bench specialist who only did bench his entire life make somebody who's a professional arm wrestler give him a battle, that is insane. That's some power that's inhuman, I would say.
Professional arm wrestling has always kind of been cool to me, but do you know what really, like, I think is pretty interesting? You ever see those professional, like, slap competitions?
Oh yeah.
They like line it up and then they just BAM! You ever see that? That's crazy, dude. Would you ever consider doing that?
I would I would definitely.
You would definitely do that?
If it was in my country, because this is something that I think it's a Russian.
It's Russian.
It's Russian for it. But I think it will be like it's fun. The thing with sports at the moment is it needs to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like powerlifting is boring. Like people do not like to watch. I mean, people like to watch really strong athletes, like really strong powerlifters. But the thing is, at the end of the day, you're just benching, you're just deadlifting, you're just squatting.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring to watch. While slapping in arm wrestling, it's a lot more explosive. It's a battle after all, and it's it's much more fun to watch.
I think powerlifting is good for what it is, but I definitely don't think it's as entertaining of a sport as like arm wrestling or like slapping would be. Dude, imagine just doing that and waking up the next morning and finding like this massive red like handprint right here, and then just like going to work or whatever, and somebody's like, "Yo, what happened?" It's like somebody smacked the. It's like that Chris Rock video from the Oscars. Will Smith smacked the shit out of me. That's what you have to go to work and say, man. It's crazy.
Imagine if Will Smith was a professional slap.
That's what I saw, dude. Whenever that thing went viral, I just saw Will Smith walk up there and.
I would love him fucking try to slap one of those professional slappers.
Dude, I would pay probably several $1,000s to watch Will Smith smack like 6 more celebrities. That was amazing. That's what I want a TV show. I want Will Smith to revive his career by greenlighting a TV show called Can You Handle Will? And it's just him smacking the shit out of Hollywood celebrities and directors and shit. Get some of those like Dan Schneider, that pedophile from like Nickelodeon who did those Nickelodeon TV shows. I want to watch Will Smith smack the shit out of these guys. Anyways, that's off topic. We were talking about getting started at the gym. How long have you been lifting, man? Like, you've been lifting for several years, haven't you?
I think it's 4 years now. Last time we spoke, it was like 3.5. Yeah, I think now it's 4. And maybe no. Last time we spoke, it was like, what, a year ago, something like that. So I think it was like 3 years. Yeah. So this is the 4th year.
That you've been like powerlifting kind of deal?
Yeah. Like in the last 4 years, or okay, I'm gonna say 2 years, because 4 years ago I started lifting as a whole, which means bodybuilding, which means powerlifting at the end. But I started with just basic hypertrophy work, like bodybuilding stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But I thought, like, if I just kind of pushed myself into powerlifting exactly when I started, I would just get injured. And that's something that I tell pretty much anybody that starts in the gym. Like, you start with the basic stuff. Like, you can start with the basic lifts like deadlift, bench, and squat, but definitely build muscle first. Because if you don't, you're gonna get injured.
That's actually what I did. I actually just started with the basic 4 compound lifts. That's all I did for probably the first 8 months, and then I kind of started leaning into the accessories. And the reason I actually did that wasn't a physical thing, it was a mental thing, because, you know, going from someone who, you know, was so skinny you could see every individual rib and had literally no muscle mass on them at all, I didn't go to the gym. Like, that was like a mindset thing that I had not learned how to do. And then kind of forcing myself to learn that mindset, one of the things I said is I need to make this as simple, and I need to remove as much complexity from it as possible, so that it is as feasible and easy for me to just go every day, and I'm never confused.
Yes.
Yeah, so learning, I think it was the Golden one that actually said, you know, just if you learn your compounds first and do everything else later, you'll be fine. And so when I started going, I said, all right, I'm just going to train bench press, squat, deadlift, and overhead, and that's all I'm going to do. And then later on, I'll figure out the accessories later, but I want to figure out these 4, and that's easy. And then later on, I started working on barbell rows and stuff. And it was a guy who was my roommate at the time, was actually doing it first, because he was really, really skinny when I met him. And then in like, I think three months, he like got a lot bigger, and his arms were a lot bigger. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? You look way better than you did. And then he kind of just said, yeah, man, I'm going to the gym. And that's when I want to start going. And it's one of those things. It's like, I saw this video that a guy was saying that he had a friend who lost like over 100 pounds in 6 months by going to the gym for 5 minutes every day. Yeah, that's crazy. He was like, his whole mentality was he would go to the gym for 5 minutes every day, and then he would just walk on the treadmill and do something.
Crush it.
Yeah, and then after, but it was only 5 minutes, so it didn't feel like this huge commitment, right? It's like he'd get off work and he'd be like, I'm just gonna be 10-15 minutes. So he'd go do his thing, but he built that commitment to it, right? He overcame the mindset of not wanting to go to the gym, and that's kind of what I did with the compound movement. So
that's basic continuity. That's one of the most important things when it comes to training of any sort, pretty much. if you don't have continuity, if you stop at one point after you started, it's you just kind of taking a step forward and then taking a step back.
Yeah.
You're never gonna be forward as much as you want to because you're constantly like taking a step back. So continuity, like this is something that I say to everybody. You can lift a single stone every single day for 10 years, you will be fucking huge. Like, I'm not kidding. You will be fucking huge if you lift one stone for 10 years every single day. Even though it's gonna be easy for you at one point really, really soon, especially like after a month, it's gonna be really easy. But if you keep doing it, let's say you up the reps or something, you're gonna be fucking huge because your body is physically ready. You've been physically training for every single day.
Yeah, it's been
10
conditioning.
fucking years. That's just. I mean, have you seen Larry Ross?
No, I'm not familiar.
He's one of my biggest idols when it comes to powerlifting and physique and everything and mindset. Like, he's a family man who has 2 sons, a wife. He is from Australia and he's been competing in powerlifting for 15 years. He's been training for 15 years. And if you see how the guy looks, how he's built, it's like, you know, Zod the Immortal from Berserk.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Zod the Immortal. He looks exactly like that. Like, you can Google it now. He looks just fucking huge. He's fucking huge.
Yeah.
And that's just because of pure continuity. Because I see guys from last competitions have been lifting for 6 to 7 years, like a lot more than I did, or like double years than I did for like 8 years. And I see myself and I look at them and like, this is a huge difference. Like, what's going on? Your lifts are okay, but you look like shit. Like, what have you been doing for 8 years? What's this? Like, and that's just continuity. If you are continuous in something, and my mindset is looking good and being strong, like looking strong and being strong, that's how you will end up being if you have continuity and, as you said, and it's pretty much with anything. Is it powerlifting? Is it bodybuilding? Is it arm wrestling, slapping, whatever? You're gonna get better.
You gotta
just
show
because
up.
you do.
You gotta show up
day.
for it. You gotta show up for it every day. You just gotta keep doing it. I'm right there with you, man. No, that makes a lot of sense, and that's always been. Anytime I talk to somebody about getting in the gym, getting in shape, or even like non-fitness things, man, people talk to me about learning how to video edit, learning how to write music, learning how to scream, learning how to play guitar, anything. And after I tell them, first off, don't learn how to play music or video edit because it's a huge waste of fucking time unless you were just gonna be okay making videos for no profit. Like, if you want to do it strictly as a hobby, that's fine. After I tell them that, I then tell them the secret is just fucking do it. Right?
Yeah.
There's 2 secrets. And this secret number 1 is do it. Just fucking do it. You have to do it, literally. I know a guy who was struggling to get in the gym because he was like, man, I just have so much trouble being consistent. I have so much trouble staying motivated. And I was like, you just got to do it, man. You have to do it.
Go. Just fucking go.
And then the second secret, and this is a secret whenever I was trying to learn how to sing, which I'm still not great at singing. I'm a lot better than I used to be. But the thing that really helped it click for me was somebody said, sing badly. On purpose, just sing bad. And I was like, the fuck do you mean sing badly? He was like, listen, you are not going to be good at first. So you've got to be okay with being bad, because whenever you start just singing bad, you'll sing confidently being bad because you know you sound bad and you're okay with it. Then you'll be able to figure out why you sound bad. It's the same thing with video editing. Make shitty videos. It's the same thing with music. Write shitty songs. It's the same thing with powerlifting. Lift very low weights. Don't ego lift. Lift very small weights that you know looks kind of weak, makes you look weak because you are weak. Be weak at first because that's how you figure out how to be good. You have to be bad. Be okay with being bad. Do it.
Accept your weakness.
Yeah, you have to. So trick 1, fucking do it. Trick 2, do it and be bad at it. If you just do those 2 things and you do them for a year straight, like without, you take very, very few like rest days or whatever, on whatever it is, you take very few breaks, you just do it and you do it badly for a year, By the second year, you won't be able to be bad, at least not as bad as you were. You won't be able to. You'll have accidentally gotten better.
It's not possible to constantly be bad.
It's not.
Like we're both playing game. We both like to play games, and lately I've been playing a lot of fucking Insurgency Sandstorm.
Yeah,
and it's an FPS, and like lately, beforehand I would play Call of Duty, I would play games like Halo and stuff, and I enjoy that, but it's not like tactical and hard as Insurgency, as Hell Let Loose, as Squad, games like that, and it's a different dynamic, and I fucking sucked. Like a week ago, I sucked badly. I would be in the last place every single round, and it pissed me off, especially because I'm really easily angered. My temper is shit, so I would get really pissed off all day. But fuck it, I just kind of told myself, just keep playing. You're gonna find some fun in it. Just keep playing, and I did. And today was the first day that I actually played it. And for the first time, I was actually good. I didn't mean it. Like, I didn't tell myself, okay, today I'm gonna be good. No, I just kept fucking playing as yesterday and the day before. Just go forward and do it.
You were just conditioned to it. You were conditioned to be better by just doing it badly. You gotta do it poorly, and you gotta do it, and eventually you'll do it well. I've been playing a lot of Halo Infinite, and it's the same fucking thing, you know. I've been really good at Halo for years because I wasted my fucking childhood playing a lot of it. But, you know, the first few games of the night, I'll play a little worse, and then after a couple of games, you know, you get your warm up and you start playing better. It's the same thing. It's that same principle, but long term. Do it frequently, and you'll get better.
Exactly. I mean, you can't stay bad forever. You can't be bad forever.
I mean, you can, but that's really unlikely.
No, you can't. If you keep doing it every single day, you can't. It's just impossible. You cannot be an expert of being the worst if you do it every single day. Okay, if that's your goal, you will.
I was more saying that, like, I've seen people who will do something every day for years and they don't get any better. It's just because they're literally not trying at all, and I just look at them, I'm like, dude, put any effort in at all.
You need to have that. You just need to have a little bit of that positivity in your brain. Like, you need to tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna get better.
Right.
I will try. If I fail, I'm gonna try again. And even if I get pissed off and throw my fucking mouse out the window, even if I lose a fucking keyboard or a couple of brain cells, I'm gonna keep doing it because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Me too.
And that's all that it takes for you to be a little bit better the next day, because you need to be positive about it. Like, you're doing something that you enjoy. Like, gym and pretty much anything fitness related should be about you doing something positive for yourself. Like, okay, my motivation for the gym is literal fucking rage and hatred. Like, I need those things in the gym so I can lift heavier. But at the end of the day, I'm happy because I lift. I feel better. I feel more confident. I feel my family is happier because they know they can rely on me when it comes to hard times. And I'm a much more easygoing and confident and happy person. Like, these things are not something that I thought that I will be when I started going to the gym. This is some trait. It just happens, yeah. And that's with a lot of things, especially when it comes to being consistent about something.
Yeah.
Some things will just come in your life, and even though you didn't think they will, you'll be happy about them.
Yeah. No, 100%. I think you're pretty much relaying the same feelings that anybody who starts going to the gym starts to feel after a while, right? So, I mean, it's a common, like, meme on Instagram or whatever, where somebody's like, "Oh, my homie's girlfriend just broke up with him. Now's the time to get him in the gym," right? Because a lot of the time when somebody starts lifting weights or starts going to the gym, they're doing so out of almost a sense of desperation, because they
trauma.
They want to find, because it's embedded in our biological male DNA to seek physical conflict of some kind, and lifting weights it releases the testosterone in our body, So men getting involved in that physical conflict, a lot of them repress it or try to pretend like it's not real, and a lot of this is a consequence of the consumerism-based modern world we live in. But the fact is, we crave that in a way that a lot of us don't even realize. We want to overcome physical conflict. That's why a lot of people start lifting, and it's why they feel so damn good afterwards. They lift weights, that testosterone's flowing, their hormones have now balanced out a little bit more because they have more testosterone, which makes them feel more confident, it makes them feel happier, it makes them feel more excitable. And overall, that is the purpose of the biological male. It's we come from we come from ancestors of hunter-gatherers. We come from ancestors of warriors, of conquerors, of fighters, people who had of farmers who had to wake up early and till a farm. We come from physical conflict, and we live in a generation. We live in a lifestyle, a culture where that is not prevalent. It's borderline non-existent. We need. So the gym, the Temple of Iron, as the Golden One refers to it, it is the greatest place that we can find that. There's other great alternatives, like you said, you're ex-MMA. I think mixed martial arts. I think boxing. I think fighting is a great way to do that as well. I think that powerlifting is another great way. I think that you just physical activity in some way. Recently, I've come to the opinion that running is a very terrible way. Like I used to tell people, it's like, oh yeah, running, that's fine, it's physically active. That's a topic for a whole nother video, but I started telling people don't run. Either walk, like power walk, or sprint, but never run, because it burns off all your muscle and your fat. I'll just say this, if you Google image search runner's physique, Google image search sprinter's physique, and you'll never want to run again. Don't run. Running is for cowards.
Let me see that, yeah. That's really...
You haven't done that? Yeah, dude, pull up two Google searches. Google image search runner's physique, and then Google image search sprinter's physique. And I've even seen some Bible verses that suggest that men shouldn't ever run. But
holy fuck, man.
Yeah, never run. Don't run. Don't jog, don't run. Either sprint or power walk. Running is for cowards. You never want to do that. Yeah, you want to lift weight. Sprinting is fine because the act of sprinting, it's like chasing down prey almost, but it's also activating the muscles in your legs, it's activating the muscles in your core, even your arms. Whenever you're doing this, when you're sprinting, all of your muscles are flexed. So sprinters end up having these really like lean cut physiques, but they've also got a lot of muscle. Running just burns. It just fucking burns.
If you're gonna do something like that resembles running because you think it's good for, let's say, cardio or stamina, of course it is. If you're a boxer, you will definitely need to run just for your conditioning. But try swimming.
Swimming's great. Swimming is great. Yeah.
Swimming is fucking insane. Like swimmer's physique. Have you seen like?
They have great physiques.
It's water football. I don't know if I'm saying it right because I'm for Croatia at the end of the day.
Right.
But like the guys that play, it's not football, it's armball. Like handball, like pool handball,
right.
And the guys are like all fucking broad and big shoulders, big arms. I mean, it's not big as, let's say, some Olympic athletes, but
right, yeah.
At the end of the day, they're fucking built. They look huge, and that's something that you won't see when it comes like a marathon runner or somebody that's connected with that.
Right.
So. If you need some conditioning, if you need some stamina, let's not even talk about the fact that your lungs work in a different way when you're submerged. When you are under the water, it's a completely different way of breathing. You need to learn how to breathe in a different way, and this is something that helps a lot when it comes to stamina and your conditioning. It helps a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot better than running. But at the end of the day, it's all around the goals. Like, if you have something like sprinting for like, let's say 2 minutes, which is exhausting, and then afterwards you do some kind of a superset of jogs and stuff like that, like with your legs and stuff. Okay, that is something that you can do if you're a boxer, like. But when it comes like when you need to choose something where you will train, and you devote a whole day for running, I think that's just stupid. That's just wasted. You just waste your body.
Yeah, there's no benefits to running unless you've got just a ton of extra body fat on you, right? Like if you've got a lot of extra body fat on you, then you really just need to burn. You need to burn. In that case, yeah, running might be useful, but it is not like a long-form lifestyle habit I think people should form. I really just, there's just a billion other better exercises. There's a billion other better things to do. You should, yeah.
Sorry for
no, you're good. You're good.
High intensity training is another way that you can burn calories.
Yeah.
You don't need to run. You just need some extra reps, some extra sets. You're gonna feel tired as fuck at the end of it, but you will get sweaty, you will burn, and you will do what's necessary for you. I mean, at the end of the day, it's on the calorie deficit.
Yeah.
So if you connect a caloric deficit with some high intensity training, you will lose fat.
Yeah,
you will definitely lose fat.
It's just how it works.
It's just how it works. It's just logical.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get back into it. The starting. What was your mindset when before you started going to the gym? Like before you decided, okay, now it's time for me to get into the gym and start working on my body.
Oh, dude, it was fucking terrible, man. My mindset was the worst. I've talked about this before. I think I brought it up on my when I did a video with Deadlifts for the Dark Gods a while back. But like, when I went to the gym, when I started going to the gym, it was like I said a little bit earlier here. It was an act of pure desperation, man. I was fucking miserable. It's not really. I don't hide the fact that up until I was 23, I was extremely like emo, sad boy. I would wear like eyeliner and nail polish. I was real like even I look small even now. Like I'm a lot bigger than I used to be, but like I'm not huge right now because I was so skinny. I'm a little over 6 feet tall. I'm about halfway between 6 foot and 6'1", and at the time I weighed like 150 pounds. And you could see every individual one of my ribs. Yeah, I was. I'll see if I can find a picture and throw it up here of how bad I was. I was super depressed. I would cut myself with razor blades frequently. I've got like scars all over my arms and on my chest, or I've cut myself with razor blades because I was an edgy sad boy. I played Russian roulette twice in my life. You know, I put a bullet and I spun it and I was like, let's see if I die. And both times were in November of 2018. November.
We're fucking bullets.
Yeah. I just did it once, but I did it November 1st and then November 15th of 2018. I put a bullet, spun the chamber, and I was like, let's see if I die. That's actually what the song from my band, Gun Game, that's actually referencing back when I did that for real. But I was that fucking bad. Right, I was like, I was so bad off. I was like, if I literally die, I don't give a shit. I was so fucking miserable. And around January of 2019 is where things started to like heat up to a boil. Right, I had recently ended a 2-year relationship with the girl I was dating at the time, and then I went on kind of a man whore like bender thing where I just fucked around with a couple of different women, and it was completely unfulfilling and I was miserable. And then it all came down to about, I think it was April 1st 2019. I had scheduled a doctor's appointment to see a doctor about some like physical like issues I was having for obvious reasons. And she did some blood work on me, and she came back to me and she said a couple days later, I think January 1st was the follow-up, where she came back from like a couple weeks where I did some blood work, and she said, listen, you are so deficient in vitamin D, you're the lowest case we've ever seen. So your vitamin D levels, I'm not really 100% sure how all of it works, but I know she said you want your vitamin D levels to be between like a 20, a 25 to a 31. She said mine were, what?
Sorry, wait for a second. So, like, when you were in that phase, you didn't like go out really much.
Outside? No.
Yeah.
No, I didn't go outside. I didn't do anything, man. I sat in my room and I felt sorry for myself, and I wrote sad music and shit.
That's probably why.
That was a huge problem, yeah. But I had an enormous vitamin D deficiency. Your levels are supposed to be between like 25 to 31. She said mine were below a 6. They were between a 5 and a 6. She said it was the lowest she'd ever seen in her entire life. She'd never heard of that. So I was put on prescription level vitamin D. And then she said, listen, also, I forgot to mention, I had extreme anorexia. I was that skinny because I was consuming under 900 calories a day. I was counting calories.
900.
I was counting well, I thought I was fat, man. I was like, like, it was a mental thing. I thought I was fat, but I was really, really skinny. And it's because I have wide hips, biologically. Like, it's a genetic thing, and like it's not optimal genetic. Optimally, you know, you want to have like the Dorito shape. I have like a fucking block. I have like wider hips. I mean, see it right here.
At the end of the day, that's great for strength.
Yeah, it's great for strength, but I didn't think about that at the time. I just thought that I was fat, so I kept cutting, and I didn't even know what like cutting calories meant. I was just consuming less and less, and I'd been consuming not like 900 calories, or I would eat like 2 cans of tuna, and like for the whole day, I would eat almost nothing. Because I wanted my hips to shrink, but it wasn't. Everything else was getting smaller because it was a genetic thing, and I didn't know anything. I was a fucking idiot. And so I kept doing that, and she said that I was so deficient in food and in multiple different vitamins that I needed from food, and in protein in specific. She said if I didn't start eating, I was going to like die in my 30s, basically. She was like, you gotta fix this or you're gonna die. And you know, at the time I didn't care. I was like, you know what, I want to die. I don't really give a shit. But that was where I like started getting the information that I needed to like repair my life. And then this is all to like set the groundwork for what got me into the gym. Then my roommate at the time had started lifting weights in November, and now we were in April roughly, and I noticed he looked like he was really skinny when I met him, but he had like big arms now from like 6 months, like five months, however many months that is, of lifting weights. And I was like, damn, dude, you look like really good. And he was like, yeah, man, I've been watching different videos. So one of the video channels that he showed me was the golden one, which is why I still like harp on that. But he showed me some other fitness channels, and then he started talking to me about like all these things that just made a lot of sense to me, you know? Being a Christian, believing in God that I am, he started talking to me about like biological like roles and stuff, just some basic stuff. And then I started kind of doing more research out of my own, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to be. I remember what the catalyst was. Like the ultimate catalyst. I'm really big into music. Music is very important to me, obviously. I was frequently listening to 2 bands at the time. One of them was called Sworn In, and then the other was called King 810. The vocalist. Oh yeah, they're great. The vocalist of Sworn In was real skinny. He had long hair. He wore like eyeliner and nail polish. He was the emo side, and then King 810 was obviously like hardcore, I'll fucking kill you. Dude's a gym junkie. He's in really good shape. And so the vocalist of Sworn In left the band, and he posted on Instagram that he was coming out as transgender, and he was transitioning. Yeah, he was transitioning into a female, and he posted videos of him like and like nail polish and stuff, and he was wearing like fishnet leggings, and he was like, this is how I feel comfortable. And before he did that, like a few months before that, it was about a year before that, in 2018, his band released an album called All Smiles, which I actually have tattooed right here. This is the album cover of that album, because I would like relating to it. The album, it's really fucked up. It's like, I want to kill myself, everybody hates me, I want to cut myself, I'm miserable. And that was like a watershed catalyst moment where I saw that vocalist, and I was relating so much to the shit he said on this album, and I got that tattoo before he did that, and I was like, is this what's gonna happen to me? Because I was like wearing nail polish and eyeliner and stuff because I was emo. I was like, am I going down this path? Because he looked bad, man. Like, imagine, he also had like an eating disorder, and he had like a real like scraggly looking body, and his arms were real gangly, but he had like big man hands. So he had like big man hands, but on these tiny little wrists and shit, and he had no arms. And I was like, oh shit, is this what's gonna happen to me? But then I watched a music video from King 810, and that dude is Goliath, man. Now he's King David. He's huge, and I was like, fuck, I want to be like that. I don't want to be like this other guy. What do I have to do? And that kind of that like realization like knocked me out of it, and I was like, all right, what do I do to be more like him and less like him? And I noticed that David Gunn of King 810 lifted weights a lot. He was big in the gym, and so I started. Yeah. Look up David Gunn, 2 N's, Gunn.
Okay.
I even bought his memoir, his autobiography. It's really great, by the way. Yeah. You'll see him. He's huge.
I can see. Yeah. I mean, if that guy was like a scrawny little twink, I can understand that. From your perspective, this was like, yeah, like, yeah.
It was almost like seeing like my future, and I was like, I gotta get out of that.
Yeah, this is it's nice that it's really kind of detailed, because like from my perspective it's completely different. Like I was always into sports, I was always doing something, but I can understand this because there's a lot of people that I worked with have similar beginnings. Like one of my clients from the past, he started with being like 300 and something pounds, and he's 6'2", so like he was not completely obese, but again, 300 and something pounds is a lot for anybody, especially for somebody that's not lifting. And he really wanted to get into lifting. He had some issues in his family and some issues with his wife, and at the end of the day, he was also having some medical issues, which additional body weight definitely didn't help. And he wanted to lose that fat as fast as possible in the most brutal ways possible. So he was willing to do anything, from having diarrhea daily to vomiting to pretty much anything. So I hooked him up with a really fucking brutal program that I didn't give to anybody else afterwards, because it's nasty. He was sore constantly afterwards. But it was just about losing weight.
Yeah.
I think when somebody starts, especially like from your case, anorexic, it's different. It's a lot harder to gain weight than it is to cut weight.
Yeah, it's really hard to put on muscle, especially.
And I started as a skinny guy. I mean, I was not anorexic, so it's definitely completely different. But I was like, let me just Google into pounds. I was about, I think it's 135, something like that. I was like 135.
How tall are you?
And I'm 5'11", something like that.
Okay,
and
so yeah, that's
135. Again, it's like it's something that you would see like a big woman would have. Like it's light fucking weight. And over the course of 2 to 3 years with just regular training, I gained about 45 pounds. So now I'm about 180, almost 190. I'm getting there. I'm bulking at the moment, so I need to get there.
Dude, that's crazy. You and I weigh this.
I mean,
no, it's just crazy because I know it's because the height. Yeah, dude, I weigh like 190. You're just you're just so much bigger than me. It's just because I'm taller.
Yeah,
that's
probably,
crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, just look at you. I was like, dude, I thought you weighed like 230 or some shit.
No. Just because of the frame.
No, dude, like a month and a half ago, I weighed 205. I actually lost weight because I changed my diet. I'm actually eating more, but I'm eating cleaner. That's crazy. I can't believe you and I weigh just like the same amount.
Different. Yeah, I mean, I would say that my father gave me that blessing with his genetics, because my father, he is 6'3". He's a huge guy, really fucking broad hips and broad shoulders, huge calves, huge forearms, big fucking wrists. He's completely broad in every single term, and so I got the broad shoulders. I had them even before I started lifting. Right. So some parts of my body are definitely genetics. I'm not gonna say that this is completely how it's like everybody can attain this, but when I started, I was in I think it was around high school, and I dropped a year. Yeah, I dropped a year. We moved. I moved to a different town alone in a student home, and that's what I started my first year again in high school. And I didn't have any like gyms around it. Like I needed to completely kind of find a way to like physically be active, and that was around the time. I mean, that was the time when I found out about the Golden One and Paul Wagner, Operation Werewolf.
What's his podcast? Aesthetic something?
Yeah, I think it's
it's like Aesthetic Power.
Something like that.
No, not the gold one. Paul Wagner's podcast. It's called
Paul Wagner.
Aesthetic something.
Yeah.
Because I've listened to a bunch of that. I've listened to a bunch of Paul Wagner's podcasts.
I stopped.
We're both gonna get canceled for saying that, by the way.
Nah. I mean, we will always be back, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I didn't follow him for a while because of a couple of things that he stands for, which I do not. But it doesn't matter. That was the time when I started reading his. He had a website which was called Operation Werewolf HQ headquarters, and he had a war journal. It was like a part of the page where he would wrote his posts, and there was like posts with about 500 to 800 words, and I would read those after school and before going to sleep. And it inspired me so deeply that was kind of the time where I would just kind of shove myself to do anything, from push-ups to pull-ups to sit-ups, chin-ups, whatever the fuck. The things that he wrote inspired me so greatly that would just kind of, every time that I thought about not wanting to do something, I would literally shove myself out of the bed and just start doing push-ups, like without even thinking. I would do it on purpose. So I can program myself for those physical activities and to not be a problem in my life. Because if it were, I wouldn't be able to gain anything. I was just kind of lucky that I understood from the beginning that I wouldn't be able to gain shit if I wasn't consistent about it. And that's when I started doing bodyweight training. Bodyweight training, like everything, as I said, from chin-ups to push-ups, and there was also the time when I was a kickboxer, and I would organize like sparrings around the student home. I would spar with anybody, and I got into a fight with like one of the biggest, let's say, guys in the fucking home. And I was never like a fearful guy. I never feared that something would happen to me. So I was just really fucking reckless. And it happened a couple of times that I drank a lot in that period. I know it's a lot different in America. Like you cannot drink until like you're like 21, and they will not sell you drinks if you're not 21. But in the Balkans, it's very fucking different. Like first time I smoked a joint, I was 12. First time I got really fucking drunk, like completely wasted, was 13. So when I was in first year of high school, I already had experience with alcohol. I mean, I was not an alcoholic, but I had experience with fucking alcohol.
I mean, that's common here in the US too. It's just illegal. It's common, but it's illegal.
It's maybe in smaller villages or like smaller towns is like more easily accessible, but that's pretty much all of fucking Croatia. Every fucking town except the main Zagreb is a small town, so people kind of trust each other. So there are not like trust issues that like you're gonna get so wasted you're gonna end up in a hospital or some shit. But basically, yeah, one of the guys that he looked like he was fucking 30, and he was like only a year older than me, and I was like 16 at the moment, 15, 16. And he introduced me to this bar where I would go and hang out, and I would just kind of order drinks, and I would come back to the student home like tipsy or drunk a couple of times, and the guys would jump me. Like the guys from the student home would like jump me while I was drunk, and like those were the most fun times that I had in my life. I was like wasted from alcohol. I was happy that I was like kind of tipsy or drunk, and I would get into a fight, and that was like the highlight of my early fucking when I started training.
Hell yeah.
So I would like get into fights and shit, and at the end, it resulted into me getting into a fight with a couple of punks. I was out with a girl, and I tried to do something like I tried to like what is it called? To hook up with her. And we were like drunk, and we came into this train station. We sat there on the benches, and there were like 6 punks. They were like throwing insults and shit and threats. And then I started throwing threats, and then one of the guys went over me, and he grabbed me by the neck. And I was so fucking pissed off. I wrecked the guy. I sliced off his part of his jawline, and I tried to rip it in half. and that was almost the worst thing that I've did, because I went into court after that, and thankfully the guys were not on his side. His friends didn't say that I started it, but he did. So thankfully I did not get like attempted murder or some shit. But like I tried to rip his fucking jaw off, and I like put his blood on my face, and I would scream, and like I was an edgy kid.
You're really lucky he didn't have an STD.
And that too. That too. Especially because he was a fucking punk.
Yeah, if he'd had like fucking if he'd had like herpes, you just gave yourself herpes, bro.
Yeah, I didn't think about those things back then.
Understandable. I'm just you were lucky in a lot of ways, my guy. Your Honor, my client clearly said in Minecraft, and the perpetrator assaulted my victim. My client is a victim, Your Honor.
Exactly. But basically, after that happened, the thing that got me kicked out of the student home was the fact I lied that I was going home. I told the student masters that I was going home, and I was telling my family that I'm staying in the student's home. So I was like homeless for a day, and after police brought me back into the student home, they were like shocked, like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, you should have been home. And that's basically what got me kicked out of the student home. I needed to change cities again, and that's when I moved to that city, which is the city that I'm currently in. That's when I started lifting for serious, and it was lifting and kickboxing.
Hell yeah.
And around this time was also when I started mixed martial arts. So basically I did same as I do now, like arm wrestling and powerlifting. Like it's a mix of sports, because I was always active physically. So yeah, it's a completely different upbringing. So because I was already kinda into sports and into physical activities and stuff like that, so I didn't need to like have a certain mindset to keep going. So it was not complete misery, but I'm not that much a people person. Like I'm not completely a introvert, but I'm not completely an extrovert either. Like I like my peace. I like being with myself. I feel comfortable being alone. So at that time when I was really edgy and like black metal and shit like that, I just fucking hated everybody. Like this is something you can probably relate to. I just fucking hated everybody, and I didn't want to be a part of anything. Just wanted to fight everything and everyone. And yeah, some things are similar, but it's a completely different journey. But this is what's pretty much I like. This is the talk that's meant in this video. Like you don't have to have like a similar fucking journey. It's all about what you want at the end of the day. Like if you want to be stronger, you just need to take the first step and keep going.
Don't be a weak loser. Just
don't be a weak loser.
You gotta stop that bullshit. Whatever it is you're doing in your life, you'll be a lot happier if you're doing it with big arms, man. I'm telling you. No, I'm not even fucking kidding. Like I'm not huge, but I'll tell you one thing. Every little tiny minor thing I do in my life is just a little bit better because I have bigger arms, right? So my arms aren't huge by any means, but like this was like probably like that big a few years ago. I had twigs for arms because I was starving myself, man. And everything I do in my life, if I'm like walking by a mirror, I go like that. It's better. This is better. As a man, it's better. I'll tell you another thing. I started drinking out of exclusively like metal bottles and shit because yeah, I'm trying to avoid microplastics and stuff.
Glass.
Is that glass?
Yeah, that's complete glass. Well, that's from Oktoberfest.
October.
From it's a one liter. Yeah. And I put 1 liter of lemonade every single day.
Yeah, so I've started drinking a little over a gallon of water every day throughout the day.
I think a gallon is even more. I think a gallon is like 2 liters.
It's more. But I drink it throughout the entire day though, right? So this is not my gallon. I use this for like when I'm just leaning back and I'm just having a little bit of water. This isn't what I use like at the gym or whatnot. But another thing is, I've been using, I do meal prep now for my lunch meals. I've been putting the food in plastic containers for the last couple of weeks. When I get paid next, I'm actually going to go buy a bunch of glass containers because I've been doing more research into microplastics, and I'm pretty sure that everything that I've been reading and hearing about says that ingesting anything from like a plastic source is going to lower your testosterone. I saw this video of Kim Kardashian, of all people, right? Kim Kardashian was showing off her home gym. And she has a cooler stocked with all kinds of different water. And I mean, there were probably 300 like water bottles, but every single one of them was either like boxed cardboard or glass. She had no plastic bottles at all. And somebody was pointing that out and was like, and they were saying, you will rarely ever find a celebrity drinking water out of a plastic bottle. You'll rarely ever see a celebrity consuming food out of a plastic source. Why? Microplastics. The shit is fucking... I mean, we don't realize how bad it is because it's so readily available. You go to the gas station, like, yeah, I'm gonna grab a 20 ounce, I'm gonna grab a bottle of water, I'm gonna grab insert this, insert that.
It's so widely, everybody just buys it.
They just accept it because it's there, it's readily available. But everything I've been reading, dude, if you take one thing out of this, I mean, obviously you know this, but no more plastic. Like, I'm trying to cut plastic out of my life. I'm also... I've just gone complete conspiracy theorist at this point, dude. I try not to touch receipts.
This is actually not a conspiracy theory. There is one really prestige scientist from Istria, from Croatia, and I think it was 6 years ago. He also had like a camp devoted to like wilderness skills, and and basically he had a whole what is it called? Presentation. He has a whole presentation where he talked about how plastic increases estrogen.
Yeah.
Like drinking from plastic bottles. It's not even about microplastics. It fucking increases estrogen. Mm-hmm. And there's a whole this is something that's not like a conspiracy theory. This is something that's proven years ago. People are just starting to realize now because we live in a fucking era where processed food is something that you see everywhere, and it's actually kind of tough to live clean. Mm-hmm. Because even things that you eat and are, let's say, labeled as clean, still have some shit in them that isn't labeled on the fucking pack.
It's even harder in America, man. It's even harder.
Yeah. I mean, well, I'm lucky there as well that I live in a small country. It's not a fucking third world country. We have an internet and everything, as you can see. But everything that we eat is like from a local food source, like from local farms, local factories. But we're not like connected to big fucking big factories outside. It's all in Croatia.
Can you guys own guns in Croatia?
Yes, but big fucking but. Gun control here is, as you would think, it is in every single other European country. Like, you cannot have a gun if you're not either a police officer or a hunter or no, it's not easy to fucking have guns. It's not easy to have guns.
Damn, that sucks, dude. So you can't. Damn, man. Like, all right.
However, you can always go to Bosnia and get one illegally.
Look, I'm not saying that I would advocate or recommend you or anybody else do that. All I'm saying is, if somebody tried to break into your house and you gotta like bust a cap, it's good to have said cap to bust, if you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying on YouTube, for anybody to hear, that I own multiple firearms and I go to target practice ranges with them regularly and I will fucking blow someone's brains out. I'm not saying that. I'm not
saying that you have guns and you have been entrusted with guns, but you're not, and you can use.
I'm not saying that I practice at target practice ranges regularly, and I'm also not. In fact, on the record for everybody to hear, I lost all my guns in a boating accident. I don't own any guns. On the record, I don't own a single gun. All I'm saying is, if I did own several firearms, I would practice with them regularly so that I could fucking kill somebody if they ever threatened me. And I think that everyone should do that.
No, I agree. And also,
if I hadn't lost all my guns in a tragic boating accident, which I don't have.
Like, look at this. You lost all your guns in a boating accident, but
tragically.
I told you that it's hard to get guns here in Croatia. But at the end of the day, I still have guns, and I can present them on video even. Like, I have these guns.
That's the big guns, yeah. Fucking 50 caliber MG42s. Alright, if you watched the whole episode, thanks for sticking around for it. We're going to be doing this semi-regularly. If you like the content that you saw here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like button, all those other buttons that YouTube wants you to hit. You can also follow me on Odyssey. I post pretty much everything I post on YouTube, I post there. And anything that gets removed from YouTube for any reason, you can find on Odyssey. You can also follow me on Instagram at Evan the Usurper. You can follow me on Twitter at Evan the Usurper. You can follow me on Gab, which I don't really post on that often, but I do sometimes, called at Evan Prince. Take it away, Grim. Where can people follow you, find you?
Yes, after you've been following Evan the Usurper, you can follow me on Instagram, Grim the Overlord. You can follow me on Facebook, The Barbarian Moglord. It's different from my YouTube name because I got banned from Facebook 6 times.
Based.
So that's another one of my accomplishments. And you can follow me, of course, on YouTube on the Barbarian Overlord. So thank you for watching. It means it's an honor to be on your channel, Evan, and I can't wait for the next episode.
It's not to be on your channel. Make sure to tune in next time for the next episode of Strike a Pose. Doomslayer Steroid Cycle.